Hello, we are HIVE. We're Team 56. Blake Furby, Chitha Rajan, and Connor Noon. When we started our venture journey, we realized that we had such a brilliant idea when we started, and that there was really nothing like it in the music industry right now. Being able to bring young artists who don't really have a shot at performing at venues because, it costs for getting management for themselves, getting in contact with the venues. They have no outlets in the beginning of their career, so we would provide these outlets for them in which they would be getting paid for the first time doing what they love, and the venues would fill their off nights in which they weren't hosting. When we started our venture, we thought ourselves as middlemen, and in turn, we would be taking a portion of the money from the artist and the venue directly, and that money would be going straight to Hive. This idea was soon to change once we changed our behavior models and how we were testing the subjects. Um, we assumed that venues cost a booking fee and that it would come out of our own pockets to book the artists into the venue. Now, when it came to our interviews and tests, originally we were mainly focusing on just the rapper, and we were only focusing really on that one half of the customer segment, when in reality we should have been focusing on the pains and gains and the jobs to be done with the venues. So that was our first step in the wrong. We didn't consider that that most of the problems that we would face in getting artists into venues would obviously be the venues. Once we realized that, we turned our focus mainly just to the venues because all the young artists that we've interviewed expressed they want to be able to perform whether they get money or not because they're so enthusiastic about it. Um, After more knowledge on the venues, we had a very important set of new information, and that was mainly the venues don't cost a booking fee. They make enough money off of just concessions in the night, such as food, water, etc. This realization led us to the idea for our new cost and revenue structure, in which we wouldn't be receiving parts of the earnings of the venue and the artist directly from them. The source for us instead would be from the ticket sales directly, in which the ticket sales would go throughout all three parties, including Hive, the artist, and the venue. This was our old cost and revenue structure in which we would be receiving portions that go straight to Hive from each party. But now all the money from the ticket sales goes to Hive, and we split it up individually, respectively 15% for the artist and 20% for the venue from all the ticket sales. Now, with our test, we also learned that there is a very big importance on behavior in testing. Most of our first tests, we weren't testing behavior enough. And by creating super informational scenarios and basically specific testing conditions that allowed us to begin to see the results of their true behavior and not more opinionated type of things. And this specifically affected our cost and revenue structure. After all this refining, we realized that our MVP was going to be much more simpler than we thought it was going to be. By reaching out to us through our website and advertisements that we put out, we're going to record their personal information and statistics. And on our website, we have a huge inventory of all the Berkeley area venues. And we created an algorithm that takes both those statistics and it matches, just like Tinder would, to a venue and an artist together. So there's the elimination of having to search for all these venues, which one for the artist. Hive started as the idea of being a middleman, and this really never let us fully cater to both of our customers, the venue and the artist. We switched to specifically searching for the jobs to be done for both parties and analyze their pains and gains more in depth. One of our biggest faults in which we learned from was we came into this really underestimating and almost skipping over the advantage one has in fully analyzing the pains and gains of every customer involved. And because we kind of skipped over and were a little rough on it at first, it really slowed us down in the process. From those learnings, though, it guided us for the rest of our journey in the right direction for this venture. Our team really knows now that the key to success, our business model After all the refinements starts with the customer, meaning the artist, contacting us with interest in performing live. We would receive their personal information and statistics and record them onto our server. Our algorithm then would match that artist with a fitting venue in the area from similar statistics and information. Hive will be contacting the venue that was matched, eliminating the need for searching for one. Hive will then set a date, most likely during a weeknight, for the artist to perform. Hive will receive 65% of the ticket sales, with the venue and the artist receiving 20% and 15% respectively. Both parties benefit extremely from our service, and we're ready to change the music industry. Our team really enjoyed this venture project, and I personally have never thought I would get much, it would never get more realistic than what we did in this class. I really felt like, as of right now, I could take this business and make it into an actual thing, which our team is planning on doing, especially over the summer and the next semester, working on it a little bit. It's awesome